Hi, my name is Madison Mayfield. I'm a senior at Ole Miss, hotty toddy, and I'm here to tell you about my side hustle today, which is being an artist and creating. I'm trying to avoid being a starving artist and therefore am maneuvering this into a side hustle and trying to make a business out of it. First of all, I always was creating art for classes and friends and different things like that. My dad is quite entrepreneurial, and so he always would make comments like, "Hey Madison, you should sell this," and I kind of had imposter syndrome, like I don't know if people would want to buy my artwork, and a little bit of insecurity there. But as I was graduating, I was a senior in high school, and my friends were going to their respective colleges and universities, and they asked me to start creating artwork for their dorms, and I thought, hey, people like it, like it's good enough. And so that's kind of where it began. I just created a gamut of different artwork. The whole live, love, laugh movement was a thing with all the moms, and so I taught myself calligraphy, and I would just paint and write these beautiful quotes and did watercolor, the little wreaths and flowers, all that sort of thing around the artwork. And I ranged everything from basic calligraphy to large acrylic and watercolor paintings, so really kind of all across the board. I didn't have a very big strategy. I was just kind of waiting till people approached me to create this work and hopefully make a little bit of extra money on the side. Actually, how it started was I followed different artists on Instagram, and it was working for them and they were doing it full time. And I thought, oh my gosh, like this is something that I am striving towards and want to do. And I noticed that their strategy in terms of making money was more heavily based on prints, art prints, and that's where the bulk of their income was coming from. And so I decided to go that venue. I soon realized that even if I created these hundreds of thousands of prints, that I didn't have people who wanted to buy them. Therefore, I created an art account on Instagram at madison.mayfield.art, and I began following people and gaining followers and posting. It wasn't enough. And so there is kind of a niche little market of moms on Instagram, and some of them have like 1 million followers, and they just range from everything from children's clothing to parenting tips and things like that. And so I reached out to 100 different moms on Instagram via email and DM, and of those 100, only 5 got back to me, and for 3 of them were no's, 1 of them was a maybe, and 1 of them was a yes. And I only needed 1 yes, so I took it and ran with it. We decided on a Mother's Day project. She had these beautiful captions, and of that I would pick a sentence and create artwork out of it, and then in turn she would market it to her followers. She actually, once we decided percentages on how to split profit up, she decided to donate that money, and so that was another just little tip that kind of, I believe, pulled at the heartstrings of a few people and made them more willing to open up their wallets, which was fine for me. And so then I was trying to figure out what the best process was to create these prints. And originally I spent hours on these watercolor and ink artwork pieces, and then I would take them down to my local Kinko's and scan them, but the colors weren't right. They were faded, and the paper quality wasn't right. And so I did that for a while, but I wasn't satisfied with the product, and I felt like people who were paying, $12 for it probably weren't satisfied either. It just felt like a little bit of a cheaper photocopy. And so I started researching different price points and different websites and how other people did it. And I actually reached out to an artist who does this quite frequently, and she recommended a website. I don't exactly know how it's pronounced. It's a French word. I think it's gclaytoday.com. I would create the art piece. I would take a photo of it with a high quality camera, or I would borrow my friend's nice new iPhones and take a picture of my artwork with it. I would import it onto my laptop and then edit it in Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, create a digital file, and then send that into the website. So they would print it on several different types of paper, send it back to me. I chose my favorite one, and then I went from there. Much higher quality product, and actually something that I was quite proud of. At this stage, I moved off of Etsy, which was my original venue for selling. It was a great start. It has a lot of great tools on it, but it didn't have that kind of professional air that I wanted my work to be recognized by. And so awesome start, but I moved there from there and created my own website on Squarespace, which just is a little bit cleaner and also super user-friendly if you're just getting started. From the collaboration that I did with this Instagram mom, I ended up making several $1,000s, which is really, really exciting, and it helped me pay for school and several other different things. And so that was just an aha moment for me, because prior to that I'd been making, you know, anywhere between $20 and $50 really randomly when people were approaching me. And so this was something that was really exciting, and it was something that really kind of validated myself as an artist. It was great. So my main biggest cost is art supplies. They're very, very expensive. Surprisingly, you can get this tiny little tube of paint like this for $15. So something that I typically do is I save up coupons, or I just wait until someone purchases or commissions something where I need that specific art supply, and then I'll go out and get it. But over the years of couponing and kind of being smart with my art supplies and checking prices at several different stores, I've collected a good amount of paint tubes and different supplies like that. So that's been great, whereas now I can just go run to my stash and start creating, which is really exciting. But that's definitely my biggest cost. And then as for the prints, I do make to order. So when someone orders something, then I will go ahead and order it from this website, because I don't have the cash reserves to just have, you know, a stack of prints on hand, because it's just money sitting around until someone buys it. So that's a good strategy. Hopefully I can get to that latter place one day. But those are my main expenses. So basically, being an artist is not synonymous with being starving, and I'm still navigating, figuring out more strategy and more business side to it, but it's really exciting to see where this is going to go. And I just want to thank the College Hustle for giving me an opportunity to share my story, and also want to encourage y'all out there to just start. Just go ahead and do it. So with that being said, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment if you have anything nice to say.